Hey, you guys, welcome to our question and answer today. So excited about this. We got a lot of questions, so I'm excited to go through as many as we can. And I'm going to start with one that because I need more information in order to answer this question. So I'm going to give you the question, and then it's from Luciana Rangel de Paz. So if you are on here, or if you guys know her, if you're on this live and you know her, message her, tell her I need more information so I can answer her question. So this is the question. She says, Teresa, I have a question for you. During the explanation of the solutions for placements mistakes in our very last session in Florida, you mentioned very briefly that dōTERRA has added a third possible change of enrollment. Could you please explain that further? I'm not sure I know what that means. Okay, so I was asking the different people who were at Florida with me, some of my office team. I said, because I'm not quite sure what I know what she's referring to when I talked about how you fix the mistakes in placements. So if any of you guys know Luciana Rangel de Paz, message her, let her know to get on. I need more information so that I can answer her question, because she's asking about the other option for enrollments. So explain what you mean, because I thought we covered the different ones, and you're saying, tell me about the third one, so I'm not sure which one you're referring to. So let me know about that, and then I can answer your question. We had an awesome time in Florida, you guys. We had so much fun and a lot of great breakthroughs. Seriously, powerful breakthroughs. And I'll just tell you guys that one of the things I'm thinking is, because this is what I was planning to do for retreats. I was planning that, if we've been to Florida, now next time we're going to go somewhere else, then we need to get to New York, we need to get to Massachusetts, we need to do some in Utah, and I'm doing different ones around the world. This next year we have one in Israel, we have one in British Columbia, so we're excited about those. We have one in Utah, a lot of exciting things happening. So, but then I thought, okay, once we've been there, now we got to go somewhere else because we got to help other people. But I'm starting to realize, you know what? There are different areas where people are really helping us get there. So for example, when we went to Russia, we thought we might have 250 people. Because that's the max they'd had at any dōTERRA event in Russia, period. But Russia is growing like crazy. And so we ended up we got a room, I think, that held 300. And we ended up getting 300 people, totally sold out, people frustrated that they couldn't get in. So we got a bigger room that would hold 400, sold out. It was unbelievable. And we had a couple hundred people who still wanted to get in, and we weren't able to accommodate. So now and same thing's happening in Israel. In Israel, it looks like we're probably going to have at least 600. We're going to have 600 people, and we're probably sell out and not be able to accommodate everyone. And if that's what's going to happen, then I want to go back to those places. I want to go back. So the places where we have people who are crazy excited and are really wanting this and getting their teams involved, we're obviously we're going to start watching for that, because those are the places. I don't want to wait 8 years to go back to Russia. We're going to go back to Russia sooner because of the response. They're hungry, they want this, and they're showing it by their actions. So we're going to do that. Hey, you guys, good to see you guys on here. We've got San Diego. Hi, Jackie. Shelly's on. Cindy, Kendra. It's good to see you guys. You guys are awesome. Nicolette. I don't know if I can see everybody. Daniela, Elizabeth, Mary. Awesome. Good to have you join me. Okay, so if any of you guys know Luciana Rangel de Paz, I need more information to answer her question. Okay, on to the next question. Kelly Who. Yeah, not Kelly Who. It's H-O-O, Kelly Who. That's not a knock-knock joke. I have a community health center's buyer looking to purchase oils for their 4 centers. Way to go. You are awesome. I need help setting up this business account. Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you the place where you can go to watch the video where I shared with you how to go ahead and do that. And then I'm going to add a little piece of information that might be helpful, okay? So in this Facebook group, this very Facebook group, I did a whole section of like several weeks of the Q&A session. I did that, the Facebook Lives, all about how to work with a spa. Now, I know this isn't a spa, it's a different kind of clinic, but it's exactly the same thing. The only difference is, as you're asking them questions about what they need, their needs are going to revolve around the kinds of clients that they have and the kinds of challenges their clients deal with, okay? So honestly, I don't care if you're working with a place that houses horses, where horses get to come for babysitting. I'm telling you that the approach is basically the same, except that, of course, now you're trying to figure out what it is their clients need, and their clients happen to be horses or the people who own the horses. What do the horses need? What do the trainers need? Those kinds of things. So I want you to go back on the videos on this Facebook group. I want you to look for the series. It was I think it was 3 or 4 weeks in a row where I talked about spas, I talked about how to approach them, how to sign them up. I talked about how to decide what oils they need and how to go from there. What I will say, add extra right here, just because I think it will be helpful. I've had 2 calls with really awesome groups in the last week or 2. One was with a group of people who they run a mental health clinic, and they are wanting to incorporate the essential oils. And they love the oils. Everybody they talk to loves the oils. They want the oils. And they're not having a success with enrolling people. And I realized as I talked with them, the big thing was they're so worried about not coming across salesy, and they don't want their clients to feel like, hey, I'm trying to sell you something. Well, guess what? Let me tell you what happens in a doctor's office. The doctor's offices get free medications because the pharmaceutical companies want them to try these medications. And if the doctor feels like it's helping his patients, now the pharmaceutical companies know that now the doctor is going to prescribe that way more often. Now, obviously there are laws about getting kickbacks and all the stuff that they can't do, but they receive free product so that they can try it with their patients. And that's exactly what you need to do inside of a clinic. So you have to be very careful. And of course, we always err on the side of caution, making sure that they feel cared about, and that it's always about helping the people. But the reality is, do you know what they need? Do you know what essential oils they need? By the time you are done, by the time someone who is working with their mental health care clients, guess what? You know exactly what oils they need. You might know what medications they need. They might need to change some things in their diet. There's a whole group of things that will help them. Some of them are going to be mindset things. Some of them are going to be psychological training. Some are going to be skills, like communication skills, right? But some of it might be medication. Some of it might be essential oils. You know what they need. You're trained in this stuff. And you guys, I'm speaking to those of you who don't run clinics. Guess what? When you're working with someone, you know what they need. By the time they're done telling you what their health challenges are, what are you thinking? You're thinking, oh my goodness, I know exactly what you need. Okay, that's what's happening. But the problem happens when we transition over to talking to them about what to buy. Now we're like, blah, but I don't want to be like pushy. I don't want to make them feel like I don't care about their health challenge. I'm just trying to sell them something. Okay, so we got to realize that this is a real thing that happens, a psychological thing that happens inside of our head. Look, I'm getting so excited, I'm skipping over words. So what's going to happen is, and this is what I taught them to do at this mental health clinic, and I'm going to teach you exactly what I told them. It's the same thing you would do at a clinic. It's the same thing you would do after a class when you sit down to talk to someone. But the difference is at a spa, at a mental health clinic, at a place where you house horses, I don't care what it is, like at a chiropractor's, dentist, when you're done, you are the expert. They want to be told what to do. So you're even going to be a little more assertive in this situation. I'll show you exactly what to do. But first, let me tell you about the other group that I met with. You guys, this group, both of these groups were amazing. This is a group that does also work with actually mental health patients or clients or whatever. But they have a lot of chapters or groups all over the world. They're huge. And they're doing some amazing things. So on one hand, they want to start incorporating the essential oils. On the other hand, they want to work together to try to create more money coming in for them, maybe donations or whatever. So we're looking at those kinds of things as well. But they also have someone who works for them, who works with the World Health Organization. They work with other huge organizations all over the world, and they are connected with people who are big influencers in this industry. And she connects with them, and they invite her to come speak at these huge events at World Health Organization, those kinds of things. So here I'm meeting with this group. They're amazing. And guess what? I told them the exact same thing. Now, of course, we're going to look at possible options and speaking engagements and just different things that might help with their goals and help with our goals and might be a win-win. We'll be looking at that. But the reality is, for both of these organizations, I told them this, and that's what I'm going to share with you right now. You need to give protocols. So, for example, let me see what kind of clinic you said this is. Kelly, you said health centers. They're health centers. And they're looking to purchase oils for their 4 centers. So this will be huge, because if obviously it's exciting to think about your account and how it's going to change your business. So that's awesome. But make sure you keep in the very, very forefront. Look at all the people you're going to help. Look at, if they have 4 centers, think about all the people who are coming in that we are going to be able to change their lives. So what's going to happen is they need to set up a protocol. So when they're done meeting with the person, and at that moment when you're going, oh my goodness, I know exactly what you need to do. So then you might apply some oils, you know, on location. You're right there. You're saying, okay, we're going to put these oils on. Then what's going to happen is, as they're leaving the office, you're going to do exactly what they do in every other office that deals with health. When you go see your health practitioner, what happens? When you're done, they say, okay, I want you to, they write it down for you. They say, I want you to take this and this. And this is how I want you to take it. This is when I want you to take it. This is how much I want you to take. And by the way, I want you to take it with meals. They don't just say, you know what, this would be awesome for you. So, okay, that'd be great. Thanks for coming in. They don't do that. They say, okay, this is what I want you to do. Now, those of you who've seen my trainings, I've made you practice before saying, okay, this is what we're going to do. And when you practice that, there's a really powerful thing that happens when you say, okay, this is what we're going to do. Because now the person feels like I have somebody on my side. I have somebody who, number one, knows what to do and is going to walk through this with me. Because I didn't say, okay, this is what I want you to do. If I'm in that situation, this is what I'm going to do. Now remember, Kelly, all the other information about how to work with the clinic and sign them up is all on those Facebook Lives. But really pay attention to how they leave with the client. And so when the client's done, after they've worked on them or done whatever, you've done the psychology, you've done all the stuff that you're going to do with them. Now, and you might even have applied some oils in the session or whatever. They're going to leave and you're saying, okay, this is what I want you to do. This is what we're going to do. I'm going to have you take this and this. I want you to put serenity. I'm going to have you use serenity, balance, and elevation. And by the way, that's a core grouping that I would use no matter what, every time, and then add other essential oils if it's mental health. Okay. Now this is a health clinic that you're talking about. So I'm assuming they're dealing with all different kinds of mental challenges. Maybe they deal with mental health as well, but you're going to write it out for them. You're going to say, okay, this is what we're going to do. I want you. And now you can say, I want you. I want you to, you're going to take, you know, serenity, balance, and serenity, balance, and elevation. And you are going to take those at least twice a day. And this is how I want you to apply them. And as you write it down, there needs to be at least 3 things. Well, 4 things written on the paper. First of all, you have to write which oils, of course. But then 3 things that have to be included every single time. You need to write down how many drops, just like a doctor would say, okay, I want you to take this many pills. You need to tell them how many times a day, and you need to tell them how to apply it. Where are they taking it internally? Or are they putting it on topically or whatever? And by the time you're done, they're leaving with the plan. And now, if they don't want to get all of those, then they'll have that conversation with you. If they say, oh, well, how much are these or whatever, you can then have that conversation, be compassionate and caring about them. And when we have that conversation, if it's a struggle for them, then I would say, okay, then let's start with balance. Balance is probably going to be the best one to start with. And then we'll just work our way up to the other oils that will be helpful for you. Okay. So does that make sense? Hopefully that will be helpful for you guys. You guys, this is the same thing that you're going to be doing when you're talking with someone after a class. When the class is over, you're done, and you're going around talking to the different people. I call it the recipe, because really what you're doing before you write it down on a piece of paper, what you're doing is you're saying, okay, what are your health challenges? And they're telling you and you're writing those down. Then you're figuring out what oils they need for each of those. Okay. So let's see. Lisa Martin says, why isn't it recommended we have the customers fill out in class the 3 more or 3 less of concerns on page 3 of the Natural Solutions Guide? You must have been in Florida. Were you in Florida, Lisa? Yeah, I think you were there. Oh, duh. So what she's referring to is, this is what I taught them. When I taught them how to do the how to close a class, when you close the class, you are you're using the natural solutions guide. Okay, so you're walking them through some different steps. They see the prices, they see some of the favorite kits, and what I told them is, in the natural solutions guide, well, are you talking about the wellness consult? Because I talk about that in the wellness consult as well. Let me talk about it for both, just so that we make sure we're on the same page, okay? So in the natural solutions guide, I talk about this, in the wellness consult, I talk about this as well. But what happens, let me see if I'm getting any response about that. Okay, I don't see any yet. So when you close the class, if you ask them, write down your 3 challenges, like it gives you an option. There's and there are lines for you to write it down. 3 more concerns and the 3 less, or whatever. So if you write those down, this is what you've just done. You've given them a limit of 3. What if somebody has 6 health challenges or 12? What you're doing is you're saying, you know what, I'm only going to help you with 3. So just write down the 3 that you can think of. But what I teach them is, when you're done with the class, yes, use that sheet. We absolutely use that sheet. But I don't want them to feel that feeling of just 3. I only want 3. I want them to feel like, hey, tell me what your health challenges are. Tell me what you're needing. Then we're gonna go through all of them. And they might have 3. They might have 2. They might have 12. And the good thing about saying 3 is that then if a lot of people will think, well, I don't have any. Maybe I have this one thing. I could get help getting sleep at night. But the truth is, guess what? Maybe they actually have more. And so if you say write down 3, they're trying to think of 3, which is really good, because then it kind of makes them think of more. But you have to be really careful, because what I don't want them to feel like is you only want 3. So, and I hope I'm answering the question that you're asking. Yeah, I think so. So what you can use those spaces, but what I would do, if you want to use those spaces, I make sure you say something that makes it sound like we're not done at 3. So for example, but you don't want them to feel like you're saying, Kate, I know you really have all these health challenges, so I know you have more than 3. You don't want it to feel like that. So what we're going to do is we're going to say something like this. Say, notice how there are 3 spots here and 3 spots here for you to write down some of the health challenges. So that's where we start. So what I want you to do is fill those in, but when I come, because guess what? Now we've created a feeling like, yeah, do at least 3. So go ahead and start there. And then when I come work with you, I'm gonna help you with any and all health challenges. So you might have some that you're thinking of for your children. You might have 1 or 2 for you, and a couple that you're wondering about for your spouse or whatever. So just know that's just the starting point, and then we're going to go from there. So that would be a good way to handle that. But that's why I said what I said about those 3 spots. You never ever want to limit, because I'll tell you what, you will get more loyal customers by doing the recipe the way I teach you how to do it at the end of the class. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, go find my How to Close a Class on my YouTube channel. How to Close a Class. If you've purchased my fast track training, it will have in detail that video. You have the short version of the video for how to do how to close a class, and you get the long version, and you get all the handouts and all the stuff. So if you have, so I know a lot of you guys already have the fast track training. If you have the comprehensive package, you've got both sets of videos. If you just bought the basic package, you have the shorter versions of all the videos. So you'll already have that. For those of you who don't have that, I want you to go to my YouTube channel and look for How to Close a Class. May not be as updated, but I can promise you the recipe section is exactly what you need to see. So really learn that. And I'll tell you what, if you know how to do the recipe section of the close, I don't care where you meet someone. I don't care if they ever came to a class. Anyone you're helping with the essential oils, if you know how to do that recipe part with them, you will have people signing up way more often. You'll have them buying more oils when they enroll. They will get on LRP more often. I promise you. So go check that out. Okay. Next question. Oh, this is also from Lisa. Oh, she had a few questions. Good. She says, what are your thoughts on make intakes during classes? Are they effective or not effective in comparison to your interactive DRAM samples in the class? So for those of you who have seen me, and some of you might have seen Elise Shudovy, she also teaches effective sampling. Okay. And there were a lot of people from her team who were involved in coming up with that, what do you call it? That script. The effective sampling is the most effective thing you can do. Nothing. We've tried everything. We've tried the make and takes, all of that. Nothing is more effective. But let me just say this. So let me make sure I'm clear about the question. What are your thoughts on the make and takes? Which is, in comparison, the effective sampling is more effective, but you can do both. If you do, let's say you do effective sampling and you do make and, like, then at the class you do a make and take, your class is a make and take. That can be the big thing. And honestly, when you add the two, that can bring more power to it, and it makes it easier when, for some people, it makes it easier after you've done the effective sampling, you've sampled people, you've done the script exactly like we taught you, the numbers are way higher. Now it's time for you to invite them to the class. Guess what? When you say, oh my goodness, you think that was amazing? Wait, that we're just hitting the tip of the iceberg. Look at what happened, wait till you see what the other essential oils can do. And, we have these classes coming up. I'm going to be teaching about that. And I know, your husband is dealing with this. We're going to be talking about that in our class. Okay, that's easy to do after you start to get used to it. At first, the first couple times it's hard to say, but after a few times it's easy and you're just excited. You say it the same way you would say if you went to an awesome movie and you're like, dude, let's go. Let's go to this movie together. It was awesome. Then it feels comfortable. But can you imagine if you're doing that same thing, only now you add a make and take, because your class is a make and take. So you're like, so yeah, if you think that was awesome, oh my goodness, wait till you see what we do in our class. And it's super fun because we're doing a make and take. So, that thing you were talking about with your husband or with your wife or whatever, what happens is in the class, we're going to actually be talking about exactly that, but we're also doing a make and take. And this one is really cool because look, I'm just acting excited. This one's really cool because you get to kind of customize it. So when you come to the class and you kind of learn about it, I'll help you. We'll kind of create the thing that you need for that, and you'll get to take it home with you. So you see how it kind of makes it easier, number one, for people who are a little hesitant about what to say. The script that we give you is absolutely phenomenal, and it gives you exactly what to say. But if you can add the make and take it, it's awesome. And so go to my teresaharding.com, and teresaharding.com, go to resources. And in the product section, there are scripts and scripts. There's a section for scripts, and you will find effective sampling. I think that's what it's called. I know it's effective essential oil sampling or something like that. So find that, and it outlines it for you, teaches you exactly what to do. And I will just put this plug in. There's a very specific reason we say things the way we say in the script, and how many days we wait to follow up. Follow it exactly. And when I teach the classes, I teach you all the reasons why. And then by the time people are leaving, they're usually going, oh my goodness, okay, I got to try it that way. So that's an excellent question, Lisa. And then her next question, would you ever offer to pay someone a $35 member fee? Oh, would you ever offer to pay someone's $35 member fee as a gift or incentive to get them enrolled? I would say absolutely no, almost never. Let me tell you a situation, because number one, you are devaluing this whole thing. It's not really worth enough for you to sign up by yourself. And so really, I kind of have to offer to pay the $35 for people to get enrolled on my team, because whatever you do for one person, they're going to know that that's a business practice of yours. So, and guess what? I used to do that. I don't do it anymore. Guess what? I had a lot of enrollments when I did that, because they were so excited about it, and it cost me a lot of money, and it was a huge opportunity cost, which is fine, because I wanted to help people. But guess what? As I learned how to say it better, and I learned that I was enabling other people, and I learned I was devaluing the product, and I gained a testimony about that, I quit doing that. And guess what? I had just as many enrollments. So usually what that means, if you're tempted to do that a lot, and I don't know if you may be asking this for someone on your team or whatever, but let me just say this. If you're tempted to offer to pay the $35, then either you need to up-level your skills in inviting and getting people enrolled, because usually that comes from fear. There's fear somewhere. You're afraid they're going to think it's too expensive. You're afraid they don't have enough money. You're afraid there's something you're concerned about. And it may not be like afraid, like fear like that, but a concern is usually a fear. some sort of a concern. So get over that. Let me tell you when I would do that. If I've got a mom who doesn't have any money, now I'm not going to pay for it just because they don't have money. Instead, I'm going to help them pay for it themselves by helping them do a class where it can cover their costs. Okay, so don't enable. But let's say I've got somebody who wants to enroll, they can't afford it, but they're so excited about the oils. She's already talked to a bunch of her friends and she's got 3 people enrolling, but she can't afford to do the $35. Then if she will put some skin into the game, like she's going to buy a kit. I'm not just doing the $35 thing so there's nothing. She needs the oils, that's the whole point. I'll do the $35 if she's buying the kit. Well, she's buying the kit, so we'll take a discount off, or maybe she's buying 1 or 2 oils and I'll pay the $35 so that she can do that. Very, very rarely. Because you guys, it is way better. It is always way better to find a solution that requires them to put some skin in the game and build a little bit. Like, let's say we have a class. Let's say she shares it with her friends. But what I would rather do is help her share it with her friends. And even if she's already shared it with her friends, we help get them enrolled on paper. We don't put them in the computer because my friend who can't afford it isn't in the computer yet. So we get them all signed up on paper. They're all thinking, oh, I'm signed in. Now what I might do is pay for my friend to enroll. And she knows that when her income, basically her 3 enrollments are going to cover the cost, but she's going to pay that back to me when she gets paid. And she knows that. Okay. So always, and I'll tell you what, I used to not do that, you guys, because I wanted to serve. I wanted to help. I'm so blessed. I can help other people. And yes, obviously there are times when it's appropriate to just offer a gift. But like, for example, for your friend for Christmas as her Christmas gift, that kind of thing. Now, I'm not trying to discourage you from giving, but I will tell you this. The more you help someone where you don't require them to put some skin in the game, not because you think that they don't deserve it unless they put skin in the game. It's not that. You guys, this is life lessons that I have learned. The more I do for them instead of with them or helping them, the more they're going to stay in exactly the same situation they're in. And it's an absolutely true principle. And the more successful you become, the more you understand that. The more successful you become, the more you understand that. Because, well, not always. Because obviously there are people who gain great success and it doesn't change their character. In fact, their character is now, whatever character you have, the more success you gain, it just magnifies your character. But the reason I say this the way I do is because in dōTERRA, when you build, usually this is the kind of company, it's not all about the business, it's about the product. So usually if you're stuck in your business, it's usually because you need to up-level your skill or your character. You need to grow yourself somewhere, and then it allows you to grow your business. It's crazy, and I've seen it over and over and over. So in that context, realizing that some people grow successful businesses and they're not amazing people, but in dōTERRA generally, you have to grow yourself as you grow your business, and things humble you. And because you're humbled over these times, you start to see the connection between the times that those humbling experiences where you had to stretch farther than you thought you could. That is what changed your life. And that is what allowed you to make your business go bigger. And if we do too much for someone, we're taking a huge risk that we are taking that opportunity away from them because we think that they don't have enough. They can't do it. And they aren't enough. Ultimately, do you really think they aren't enough that I've got to do it for them? So just be really careful about why you're doing that. So I just want you to be very clear and make sure you understand why I'm saying make them help themselves, because it's within that context. Okay, so Mary Lou is saying, when I followed up 2 hours before the class, I texted exactly what I was supposed to text. When she came to the class, she said if I would have called, she would have canceled because she was tired from work. But she said I sounded so excited in my text. You're gonna make me cry. I sounded so excited in my text to see her. She just had to come. Guess what? She bought a natural solutions kit. Woo! So for those of you who aren't aware, one of the things we teach, and you'll see in the effective sampling, is that you have to, like we talk about the follow-up right before the class, and how if you had invited them to some amazing thing that cost $1,000 to go to and you gave them free tickets, if they weren't showing up, you wouldn't call and say, you wouldn't not call, you would call them. You'd call them and say, dude, where are you? Because you know they want to come. And so we tell them that right before the class, 2 hours before the class, you text them a very specific text. And I'm not, you know what, I'm not even going to tell you what it is, because I want you to go get that script from my website so that you can see the effective sampling. It's awesome. And guess what? We had somebody who was in Europe on one of my teams. She was trying this whole effective sampling. And we tell you guys that if you will do it like that, the way we show you in the effective sampling, that 8 out of 10 people will come to the class generally. And if you're doing it the right way, if you're saying the script, doing it with care, that kind of stuff. And if you follow up when we say to follow up, all the stuff. And this girl was awesome. She was amazing, and she was doing it with a group of other people on this one team. And a lot of people were getting 8 out of 10 people saying yes to come to the class. They were getting awesome responses. And this one girl who is phenomenal, she's so good at this, she was getting 6 out of 10. So it's good, better than what most people get, because most of the time people get 3 out of 10 who actually come to the class. Or 3 out of 10, well, 10, usually we invite 20 to 30. And how many people say they'll come? You guys know these numbers. Usually about 10, maybe 10 will say they'll come. How many actually come? Usually about 3. So out of 20 invites, usually 3 people come. Well, with this system, out of 20 invites, usually 8 people are coming. And 10 say they'll come, 8 will come. So that's kind of what's happening. Now, what she's referring to is there's this very specific text you send right before the class, 2 hours before. We tell them it cannot be a phone call. It has to be a text, because if you do a phone call, a lot of times they will cancel. And so what's really funny is she's totally saying this girl specifically told her, if you had called, I would have canceled. So good job, youth. Awesome, awesome. Super exciting to hear that response back. And let's see. Okay, so next question from Lisa Martin. Do you recommend having a business Facebook group versus a Facebook page or Instagram? What are each most beneficial for? Okay, so this is the deal. If you're working on followings, which either way is totally good. For us, what we tell people, when I'm telling people how to build online, it doesn't matter. You pick Facebook or you pick Instagram. If you're getting down to the nitty gritties, Instagram is more popular, even though Facebook has way more people on it. Okay, so if you're trying to get a following, Instagram is really powerful. And by the way, well, I'll teach you a trick in just a second. But for your team purposes, if you're going to choose one or the other, which I would recommend you start with one, then I would choose Facebook. And the reason is because Facebook has these, you can do these Facebook Lives. They're easier to do. Instagram is starting to have more of this kind of stuff. But in Facebook, you can also have units. So for example, in my private Facebook group that is Game Changers, Marketing Game Changers with Teresa Harding, that's where I teach only online stuff. In that group right now, we're trying to do 30 days of training that are consecutive. And so what does Facebook do? What does social media do? Every time somebody comments on one of my videos, that video now comes to the top. So now the videos are not in consecutive order anymore. So you can put those in units. So you'll notice in the Game Changers group on units, you click on units, and I have all those 30 videos. Well, we're not all done with all 30, but we have all those videos, and guess what? Now people can have them in order and find them that way. So as far as having group trainings and group team meetings and things like that, Facebook is awesome. But now the little trick that I will share with you, this is awesome. And my social media social media girl set mine up. I was going to ask, I was going to ask you guys, do you want her to come on and do a little training on how to do this? Because this is the tip. If you have Facebook and Instagram, and maybe a lot of you are already doing this, you can set it up so that if you go do a Facebook Live, if you go do an Instagram Live story, an Insta Live, what happens is it's set up so that when I go on my phone, do my Instagram Live story, it automatically posts to Instagram and Facebook Live. Not like a Facebook Live video, but your stories. It automatically posts to my Facebook stories. okay? So there are ways that you can set it up so that you put it on both, but I would recommend you start with one, because that's going to be way more powerful. It's a lot of work. You guys, I'll do stuff on my Instagram, or I'll do stuff here, and we put it on my blog. Well, you know, we'll put a link to it on my blog. We'll put it on my podcast. I have my podcast. We'll put it, you know, we'll put information in the emails that I send people. We'll put, like, come check out my Facebook Live. We'll, on Instagram, we'll share it there. But guess who does all that? My social media person. So realize that it's way better to have one spot where everybody knows that's where you are. They'll find you. Your audience will find you. And it's more important for you to be publishing every single day, okay? I publish. Now, when I say publish, if you're starting and you're trying to get a following and you're trying to get find your audience and get your audience to find you, you need to be doing an actual personal post every day. If your choice is Facebook, you need to be doing a Facebook Live every single day. If your choice is podcast, do it every day for 365 days. Now, after you've got this following and your audience has found you and it starts to go a little bit viral, that's when you back down to once a week or 2 times a week or something like that, okay? So just realize you need to, you know, pick your spot, but I would start with Facebook for sure. And then let's see, the next question is, what is the recommended number of drops for the host incentive keychain drams? Oh, I know what you're talking about. So in the class, when we teach you how to do this awesome, amazing, fast class, like, it's super fun, it's super easy, anybody can do this class, and people who attend the class, it's the most fun class ever. And so what we tell them is, at the end, we teach them exactly how to do to get classes off of classes by offering. There's a very special way we say this, and I think the script for that class might be on my teresaharding.com. It might not be. I teach you how to do that class in onesampleaway.com. Go check that out. I also teach you get copies of that awesome class in the fast track training, whether you buy the basic or you buy the comprehensive package, it's in there. And by the way, if you get the comprehensive package, guess what happens? You get all the basic included. It's just, you get all of it, okay? But one of the thing you offer the hostess, but you have to offer it in a very specific way to make them feel like, I want that, I have to get it. And we offer them the keychain. And the keychain holds the 5/8 dram bottles. I think it holds 8 or 10 of those. So in the normal mini sample bottles that we hand out for effective sampling, we're doing the mini quarter dram. And in those, you want to put about 20 drops of essential oils. So in the other one, you do not want, so you're filling the 5/8 dram. So what she's asking is, how many drops of oil do you put in the 5/8 dram bottle? Because if for every person they have who comes to their class that they're hosting for you, they get 1 bottle that goes in their little keychain filled with oils. So if they get 8 people there, they can fill up their whole keychain. And you fill it with whatever oils they pick. If they pick helichrysum, you guys, that was smart of them. Or you can have a list ahead of time of the top 20 favorite oils, and don't include helichrysum and frankincense. You say, these are the oils you get to choose from, so that they don't feel tricked by the time that you come and they're thinking, hey, I did a class because I thought I could get helichrysum. So, but what you want to do is, when you fill up the quarter dram bottle, the reason we do 20 is because you can fit like 25 or 28 drops, but then it's overflowing, and that costs you more money. You don't need to fill it that full. It will save you money if you don't. And they don't need that many drops in order to try the oils and see the support that they're looking for with the oils. So I want you to notice when you fill the quarter dram bottle, it's not quite all the way full. It's like, you know how the bottle is like, I wish I had a bottle here with me. I'll use this as an example. Yes, I have my huge Omungo thing of oils right there on my desk. So if this was the bottle, let's pretend this is a 5/8 dram, and here's the round where it rounds up at the top. I always have it just a little bit below that. It doesn't need to be all the way full to that top line. You can just do it a little bit below that. But what you don't want is to have it way down here where they feel like, you said I would get a bottle of oil and now you're being chintzy. Okay, they did a lot of work. Make sure it's full, okay? So hopefully that answers that question pretty well. I am going to, let's see. I'm gonna skip a few of these questions because I want to get to this last one, and I have time for one more. top tips on how to prep for Diamond Club. Oh my goodness! You guys, if you haven't done Diamond Club, you have to do Diamond Club. It is awesome. I cannot tell you how it changes people's business when they do Diamond Club. I just had one of my leaders from Singapore. She was not quite silver. She was struggling to hit silver over and over and over. And now, in different countries, Diamond Club requirements are different. So in Singapore, the requirements aren't as high because the market is newer and they're just, they're getting going more. But this girl, she has confidence, but she felt like it was like, she's like, I got to hit silver before I go for, before I try to do Diamond Club. And she was nervous about, being able to hit it. And she, before you hit silver, you're kind of at this place where you're still, even if you have high hopes and you have confidence, you're like, okay, I can do this, but I hope I can do this. Deep down, you're going, okay, I hope I'm good at this. I see other people do this, and I think I have those same skills, and I believe I can do this. And then it keeps not working, and things happen, and you start going, maybe I'm not good at this, or I got to do this a little bit longer before I know for sure. That's kind of, there's some hesitancy. But once, right about when you hit silver, or maybe a little bit beyond that, this is when you look at your structure, you go, oh my goodness, I have 3 elites. I have 3 elites. Now, in order to hit, guess what? In order to hit diamond, all you need is helping people hit elite. In order to hit, let's skip gold because gold is more complicated because of the way the structure goes. But if we go to platinum, what does a platinum need? A platinum needs 3 silvers. If you hit silver, you can totally do, now that you can do elite. And guess what else? Now you know that you can help your 3 people get there, at least get a couple of elites. You know that you can help them do that. Because you've seen it, you've seen what it takes, and you realize, oh, you just don't quit. And this is the coolest thing is now you're going, if I just keep doing the same thing, all I have to do is keep doing the same thing and don't quit, and it will work. Duh. That's sort of when it changes. So before you're silver, it's hard because you're still going, am I doing it right? I think I'm doing it right. I hear people teach different stuff, all these things. So my leader I got to the point where, and we were super close, love this girl, and she's phenomenal. I teach her something, she does it. And she learns stuff about herself. She realizes what she was being chicken about. She figures it out. And, so I've been helping her for a while, for honestly, a couple of years now. And finally, Diamond Club was coming up again. And I said, you know what? She goes, you know what? I think I'm doing Diamond Club the next time. Next year when they do it, I'm doing Diamond Club. And I just had this feeling. I said, you know what? You're doing Diamond Club. You are doing Diamond Club this year. And she said, and some of you guys are going, I'm so glad I'm not working with you. And she goes, oh, no. She goes, no, she said, okay. And we talked for a while. She said, I'll think about it. I said, no, you're not thinking about it. You're not thinking about it. You are doing Diamond Club. And I said, you know the skills, you know this. I was like crazy tough on her, in her face about it. And she was getting super, kind of, oh my goodness, are you serious right now? And so we talked about it. I told her, I'm going to be there for you. But I said, you are going to do this. You can do this. And it's time. It's time to get off the fence and do Diamond Club. So if that's you guys get off the fence, get in and do Diamond Club. And I'm telling you right now, I'm going to tell you exactly how to beat Diamond Club. And I say beat. But do the 1 sample away. And I am not kidding you. You do the 1 sample away challenge. onesampleaway.com. And I'll tell you, for those of you who haven't heard me say this before, I give you tons and tons of trainings, as much as I can for free. This one was free. And I started realizing it wasn't helping people because they would quit halfway through and think, well, I'll just do it later. Well, now you pay $100, you get all the videos, you get all the handout, you get every single thing you need every step of the way. It's like me holding your hand every day. All the training we did in Florida, you guys, and people are leaving, weeping, going, I have had I can't believe this. People who were going to quit said, now I can do this. Now I know I can do this. This is what happens with our training. And now you got to go home and do it. Well, guess what this 1 sample away is? The 1 sample away is, now I'm going to hold your hand every day for 30 days and we're going to do this. But at the end of the 30 days, all the videos disappear. So you lose it all. So you either do it or you don't do it. And when we started charging $100, guess what happened? All of a sudden, people started having crazy success. So it's $100 if you, and this is what I had my leader do. She did she said, well, can I do, because her Diamond Club was starting. She said, should I do Diamond Club instead of that? And I said, do it together. Because honestly, I'm teaching you exactly what to do every single day for Diamond Club. Only you can do as many as you want. Like for Diamond Club, you might be doing more of the same things. Instead of 20 samples, you're doing more. Or instead of this, 4 classes, you're doing more classes. You're doing exactly what I'm showing you how to do. So if you are doing 1 sample away, do that. And if you're not exactly 100% sure every single thing you're going to be doing during Diamond Club, then do 1 sample away in conjunction with your Diamond Club. Or I can't remember when Diamond Club starts. Does somebody know? Tell me when that starts. But if you do it before Diamond Club, then you've already prepped yourself. Now you're like, okay, now I already have the skills. Now I know exactly what to do. Now I'm just going to keep doing that. Cindy says, I'm doing the 1 sample away challenge. I'm excited about it. Woo! Yeah, started my sampling today. Awesome. Good job. Good job. So yeah, so they're just getting into the to the thick of things. The next 1 sample away doesn't start until the beginning of the new year. But I will tell you this: if you will do I'm trying to think where you can find all the training. If you want the training on exactly what we're doing in the 1 sample away, you can go check out Fast Track, my Fast Track training, Fast Track with Teresa Harding, fasttrack.com, I think is what it is. So check that out. But basically, we are doing what is it's 6 weeks to elite. We're teaching you how to do 6 weeks to elite. And if you know how to get to elite in 6 weeks, guess what? What if you take 6 weeks to get to elite, and then it takes you 6 weeks to help your three people get to elite? Now what are you? Silver in 12 weeks. That's phenomenal. What if it takes you twice as long? Oh, well, guess what? Now it takes you half a year to get to silver? Oh, darn. Well, guess what? Silvers are making $2,000 a month. So it's absolutely worth it. You guys, we have perfected and refined the process over the years. Tons of the best leaders in dōTERRA have contributed to what this final thing is that we now teach. It's phenomenal. Those of you who've heard of the summit that they're doing, that dōTERRA is excited to have Elise do that summit in, where are they doing it? I can't remember, but it's like the 3-day summit in January. Guess what they're doing? They're teaching 1 sample away. They're teaching you exactly every step you need, and it's exactly what we teach at our retreats. It's exactly what we taught you in Florida. It's exactly what Elise teaches in Prague at her retreats. It's the exact same thing. Now, if you can get to that summit, you go. If you can get to one of our retreats, you go. You guys, people are teaching a lot of amazing stuff, but those are the only 2 people, the only 2 places I know where people are teaching exactly, step by step, like in order, so that you leave going, okay, I know exactly what to do, and I have the skills to do it. And we give you the wording, we give you all the stuff that you need. So anyway, I love you guys. You guys are awesome. Cindy, it's going to be fun to watch you in the 1 sample away. We're getting more and more crazy, awesome responses from that training. And so I'm excited. So anyway, love you guys. Have a great day. And come join me in my videos for Marketing Game Changers with Teresa Harding if you want. I'm going to go on there right now. See you later.